Did you ever think about the injustice of living in a country where the people who build our homes can't afford to live in them? Who would have thunk it? But over the last 8 years, housing costs have doubled. Now, Vancouver is the third most and Toronto the 10th most overpriced housing market in the world. Worse than New York City, London, England, and Singapore. A city with 2,000 times more people per kilometer than Canada. UBS, Global Bank, says that Toronto is the worst housing bubble in the world. 8 years ago, it wasn't even on the list. You go to a border town, compare the house price in Niagara Falls, Canada, to Niagara Falls, the States, 15 minutes apart. More than 100% difference in the house prices. Why is it that Canada has among the worst housing costs in the world? The answer is we have the fewest houses per capita of any G7 country, even though we have the most land to build on. We have more land where there's no one than we have land where there's anyone. We'd be a perfect place to be a hermit. You have so much space here in this country. You have 32 football fields for every single Canadian. We have much of this land in our big cities, and yet we can't build the houses we need. Why? Because we have, as I said, the second worst building permit times in the OECD. According to the C.D. Howe Institute, this adds $1.2 million to the cost of a new build, a new home in Vancouver, and $350,000 to the new build cost here in Toronto. And it's getting worse. This year, the CMHC expects construction will be down 32%, and that we will be off by 3.5 million homes by 2030. Where will those 3.5 million families live? Yet last year, we built fewer homes than we built in 1972, 50 years ago. In 1972, Canada had 22 million people. Last year, we had 39 million people, and yet we're building fewer homes. We are not just in a housing crisis, we are actually heading towards a humanitarian crisis. 2 years from now, our population will grow another couple of million, and we have another couple of terrible building years. We are going to have tens of thousands of middle-class people living in tents in Canada. This is a crisis like we've not seen before. So here's my common sense plan. The federal government doesn't control permitting, but it does control the purse strings. We give $4 billion to the cities in direct transfers. We give tens of billions in capital funds to them. Here's what I will be telling the city leaders. When I'm Prime Minister, they will be required to permit 15% more home building per year, or I'm pulling their infrastructure grants. Those that beat the 15% target will get a building bonus. I will require every federally funded transit station be permitted for high-density apartments all around and even on top of the stations, like they do in Hong Kong, so our students and seniors don't even need to own a car. I'll sell off 6,000 federal buildings and thousands of acres of federal land. I will up funding for the trades. We don't just need suits, we need boots. And that's what we're going to have more of when I'm Prime Minister.